everyone, tonight's unwanted opinion is kind of a deep one. This one does surround a lot of mental health undertones, and the subject may be triggering to some people. So, unlike my spoiler warnings, where I really don't give a fuck if I spoil this for you, this one I'm going to give a trigger warning just because this dives into a lot of mental health and PTSD. I get it. That can be a hard subject for some people, so now that you know, if you are one of those people where it's a little harder for you, you might want to get out of this video. But for those of you perfectly fine with it, if you're wondering what movie I'm fucking talking about, we're going to dive into the movie Smile. So this movie follows a character, Rose. Rose found her mother dead from an overdose as a child, and now as an adult, she's a psychiatrist dedicating her life to helping those in need. She's not afraid to go against the rules. She's not afraid to, push the limits to get these people the help that they need. She's engaged. She's got a lovely home. She's got a cat. That poor cat. She's got a sister where that relationship obviously has a lot of tension. It's obviously very, very strained. Probably from the fact they had a mentally ill mother and they both dealt with it differently. Now, one day, Rose gets a patient, claims this demon's following this patient around, and that it's telling her she's going to die. Rose thinks that it's really just somebody under a lot of stress who is hallucinating and imagining these things, while the patient kills herself in front of Rose with a menacing smile on her face, so that's traumatic. But this experience didn't just leave a trauma wound on her. It also passed on essentially a demon that haunts Rose until she inevitably kills herself at the end of the movie. She does go into a deep investigation into where this thing originated from, how it transfers from person to person. We learn that each person that has to deal with what I'm just calling the smile demon, it's not really given a name. It's passed on by killing yourself in front of somebody. Or there was one case where somebody killed someone else, passed it on. She does sadly pass it on to a friend who helped her with this investigation, who believed her and the only one that would listen to her. And personally, if I was that friend, because Rose kills herself by lighting herself on fire. If I was that friend in this house that Rose originally isolated herself in, hoping that if she just killed herself with nobody around, she wouldn't pass it on. But no, she passes it on. But if I was this friend, knowing full well what was going to happen, I'd just stay in the burning building and just kill myself there. Take that, smile, demon. So what I like about this movie, and I like this with any movie that does so, is when it goes into a deeper meaning or an awareness on something very prominent in today's culture. George Romero did it with all of his movies, and it works when done correctly, and Smile did this so correctly. So the demon haunting Rose can easily be interpreted for unresolved trauma or untreated mental health, people with PTSD, or even just untreated mental health of any sorts. It feels like a demon is haunting you, or something is haunting you, taking control of your life. And you reach out to people, you reach out to your loved ones, much like Rose did in the movie. She was reaching out to her sister, her fiance, her therapist, her cohorts at work. Everybody thought she was crazy. And for something like that, when you're reaching out with your mental health, if somebody doesn't understand it, you're going to feel like you're crazy. Or you don't know how to express it. And it's painful. It was a little painful to watch that, because it's like, there are people out there reaching out with these very real problems. I'm not saying a smile demon is haunting you, but people are reaching out with the issues that they have and not getting a response. And again, that is so painful, where it feels like something is literally just in control of your life and you're not. But now we're out of the sad shit. This is what I don't like about the movie. The story has the potential There's probably some things that could have been changed. I'm not sure what exactly. It just did feel a little messy and all over the place at some points instead of just kind of straightforward. But the story has the potential. It just didn't, for me, it just didn't reach that potential. Now, I went into this movie blind. I didn't see trailers. I heard nothing really on it. I knew nothing about the movie. And I like doing that. Mostly because I like to keep... I don't go into movies with expectations, especially newer ones. I'd rather keep them off the table, going completely open-minded. Because that's how you get the best opinions. And then you get to hear me ramble about them. So, the scares in this movie, they're really cheap. I think like 2 got me, and I love jump scares. I'm a pansy when it comes to them. I don't do well with them, but I like them because they're fun, and especially if I'm watching with somebody else, they get a good laugh because I'm being a little bitch, essentially. The characters, I get why a lot of them, like, you know, kind of the supporting characters, like her fiance, her sister, her brother-in-law, her cohorts, I get why they weren't very well-rounded, but the one friend helping her, it would have been nice if we kind of saw more from him as well and kind of knew a little bit more about his character. Like it's pretty much said that they were together at one point and just remained friends after, but there's not much else on that. It's kind of one of those things where it's like they wanted to leave more to the imagination, but it didn't really work out. Rose, our main character, yes, her entire arc is overworked and burning out psychiatrist, like just throwing herself into her work, goes through a traumatic event, has to take some time off, goes crazier by the minute, essentially, with this demon following her, and again, this demon's like freaky, so I'd be going a little crazy too. But it was just very, like, there wasn't much of a build-up to it. It was just like, she's burnt out, oh, no, she's going insane. Which is pretty much it. Now, I did watch this movie twice. The first time I really couldn't get into it. The second time I was into it, but I found myself getting very, very bored. And it was like, okay, like, I kind of know what's happening. Can this just wrap up already? I'm not recommending this movie by any means, but I'm also not saying to stay away from it. It's a good concept, definitely good for at least one watch. And if you do want to check out this movie, you can watch it if you're a member of Paramount Plus. You can rent it on Amazon Prime, you can rent or buy on YouTube, or you can rent or buy on Google Play Movies and TV. Don't forget to check out my TikTok and Instagram pages. Those links are down in the description as always for, you know, all other horror content, because that's pretty much what I dedicate my life to. And of course, leave me a recommendation on a movie, a series, hell, even a good horror book would be great too. Just for me to either praise or absolutely rip apart. So with that being said, until next time.